Hello and welcome back to the Canaries Chat channel. We are extremely close to the championship season starting, and we will be doing regular previews of Norwich City games going forwards. Obviously it's Norwich versus Millwall to kick the season off. I think there is confidence from both sides, and yeah, we thought we'd preview the game, see what we think would happen, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So obviously for Millwall, Carrow Road is not their favourite place to come. Our overall record, I believe, is 42 wins Norwich, 23 drawn, 28 Millwall wins. But the last time Millwall were at Carrow Road, the league, I believe, was it was a 3-0 win, and that was in 1968. So not their favourite place to be come in. I've seen a lot of their fans been kind of saying throughout the week that actually, yeah, no matter how confident they are going into a game, they know coming to Carrow Road is never easy. So hopefully for us that form will continue, but I'm sure Millwall and Millwall fans will be hoping this is kind of a historic day for them to get that losing streak at Carrow Road destroyed for them. But in regards to Millwall, so we'll split the video out into Millwall and Norwich. We'll start with the opponents first. So had a relatively decent pre-season. I believe only lost 2 games throughout their pre-season. It does look, from what I can see in the research that I've done, that they'll be playing a 4-4-2. It does look like they're playing quite a high press as well, which potentially could play into our hands, depending on the formation that we're playing. It does look like we want our players to be comfortable on the ball and decisive in those quick passes through the third. So it could help us if we welcome the press on. A few triangles and we should be out of there potentially. So definitely an interesting battle and matchup there. Just quickly, about 70% of the people watching this video are not subscribed to the channel. Set a very audacious goal of trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the window, so September time. If you're enjoying the Norwich City content, you want to come on the journey with me, click the subscribe button down below. We've got previews, we'll have vlogs, we'll have reviews coming for the season, as well as more transfer news as well. So as I said, if you're enjoying the content, click the subscribe button down below. With Millwall lining up with a 4-4-2 formation, they do have 2 big strikers. I believe they're 6'4" and 6'2", and yeah, I think it should provide for an interesting game. We've always, I think, acknowledged that Norwich have had a bit of a soft underbelly, that we're not very aggressive and physical. I think we've addressed that. Kovacevic, Topic, Darling, Medic are all brought in to add a bit of steel into the team. So the kind of fear that I'd normally have playing a 6'2" and a 6'4" striker, I think has been slightly reduced due to signs that we have made to hopefully mitigate those issues. But yeah, I think with Millwall it will be an interesting matchup because with that 4-4-2 formation and some of the players they've brought in, I think they've got some real strong weapons that they could use to hurt Norwich. Again, set pieces hasn't really been our friends over the last few years, and the like of I think it's Doherty that's come in from Luton, left back, left wing back, left winger. He's got a superb delivery. So if he's able to get crosses in, or if he's able to get set pieces, whether it's corners, free kicks, that could be a real pain point for Norwich and something that I'm not looking forward to too much. But as I said, hopefully we've slightly mitigated those issues in regards to having big strikers, because I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I was never overly confident when we came up against big strikers with the centre-back partnerships that we've had in the past. In regards to players to watch for Millwall, Alfie Doherty, as I've kind of mentioned, I think that's a superb bit of business to get over the line for Millwall. He's a real, I think he'd be a real asset in any championship team. And to be honest, he was one of the Luton shining stars within Luton's very brief Premier League appearance a couple of years ago. So I think that's a great bit of business done by Millwall. Exactly kind of person they want, being able to supply their 2 strikers. Speaking of their 2 strikers, they make the other 2 players to watch, for my opinion. So you've got Josh Coburn, record signing, 5.5 million from Middlesbrough. striker. He had 5 goals in 20 games last year, but there's a lot of positive kind of attitudes towards him in the Millwall camp. A lot of Millwall fans have said that they're really excited to get that deal over the line and that he could be one of the decisive factors in them potentially having a top 6 push. Let's be honest, they were close last year. They're up to kind of really close until the end, so that their aim will be top 6. So that's the kind of competition that Norwich should bear in mind that we've got coming to Carrow Road. It's not going to be an easy game. They always provide some difficult threats, and I think, yeah, genuinely Millwall will be looking for that top 6 position. So we've got to be expecting a really tough game. But again, he is, I believe, 6'4". He's 6'4" one in that partnership. He could cause us issues, but dependent on the formation Norwich go, we could hopefully mitigate that. And then you've got Mihailo Ivanovic. He got 12 goals in 37 games last year. He is one of the players that I've harped on about quite a lot around kind of potential transfers, and also if like in our video where we are picking players from every team in the Championship, he was my pick from Millwall. I think he's a very talented striker, and I think he's only going to improve on last year as well. And the fact now he's got Coburn to be joining and kind of assisting in his quest to get more goals, I think they can make a really, really difficult partnership to manage for any Championship team, never mind Norwich. So yeah, in regards to Millwall, I think, well, fans seem to be coming fairly confident. Any podcast you've listened to, social media, they're not arrogant with it at all, but they do kind of, it does seem like they've got the sense of actually this could be the year that we break that Carrow Road curse, which, as I said, there's a really good possibility that they will do that. We've got a lot of players coming into the fold. They won't gel immediately. I don't think anyone's expecting them to do that. So yeah, it could be the opportunity. If you wanted to play us at any point, I personally believe first game of the season is that point to play us. So yeah, that is Millwall. When it comes to Norwich, as I mentioned, 11 senior players, I believe it is. It might be 12 now, actually, with McCammon coming in. But an unbelievable amount of players have come into the squad. There's going to be outgoings that are kind of on the horizon as well. So we've now got to manage that huge squad and how we deal with that. And most importantly, they're not going to have time to have gelled straight away. So it is going to be a long process. This can't be something that will hit the ground running and stay. We may get a good result, but I think there's still going to be some dips along the journey. And we've got to remember that when we've got 11 new players trying to integrate into the team. I do think we'll probably play a very similar formation to what we played against Nat Breda. I do think it will probably be that 3/5 at the back, which some may argue is quite defensive when you're playing at home against Millwall. But I actually think it allows for us to hopefully combat that aerial threat. You could potentially double up on the aerial threats and still provide a bit of cover behind for any knock-ons or any knockdowns. So we have also got the left wing back dilemma. So we've got Crescene, who obviously played left centre back last week, but he looked kind of comfortable and he can play left back. You've got Jeffrey Schlupp, who is more of the defensive side, that could play left wing back, and you've got Diallo, who can play left wing back as well. He's obviously a bit more of the attacking side, and actually it's really clear that when we've got the possession of the ball that we're more than happy moving around to like a 3 at the back, 4 at the back, and providing that further support. So dependent on what Liam Manning thinks the game will go like, I imagine we will adapt in game, but I do think we'll probably, it will either be that formation we saw or the 4-2-3-1, but I think the most comprehensive performance that we had in pre-season was when we played that 3 at the back, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see that. Also, Sargent is still here, so that is a huge win. I do actually believe that he's most likely to be captain as well, to kind of really try and tempt him to stay here. My kind of predicted formation, as I said, will be that 3 at the back. I think it'll be Kovacevic in goal, Stacey. I do think we'll probably go with Medic, Darling, and probably Cordoba for the first game of the season, but we know Crescene can play there. I think we'll then go Diallo left wing back. It will be right. I'm going to go Topic going straight in. Might be a bit risky. And then the two attacking outlets, which would be Forsen and Cernat, and then Sarge up top. So like a 5-2-2-1, or in possession it'd be a 3-4-2-1. So yeah, I'm really kind of happy with that in that basis. But yeah, I think that would be probably what we'd look to go with. Personally, don't think Fitzgerald will start. I just don't think he's had enough minutes under his belt as of yet to be leading the line. And I think whilst we've got Sarge, we want to make sure we're playing him to give that incentive for him to stay. I think Cernat's been looking really good in that supportive role at number 10 as well. So I'm hoping he can continue to shine there. It's a really tricky one to call. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I do think that the lack of time to gel will have an effect on the result. I also want to kind of believe that we'll keep this streak going, but that we could handle the different threats of the high press and the physical strikers from Millwall. I think the signings that we've brought in, I'd like to think that we'd then be able to mitigate those risks. So fingers crossed that is the case. Leave a comment down below on what your predictions are. If you're a Millwall fan, have I missed anything out? Leave that in the comments below as well. Is there anything that you think may happen, which I've not kind of seen coming? As I said, Millwall seem confident but not arrogant in this situation, that actually they had a decent season last season. It's the season to build. They've had a record signing. There's no reason for them not to be confident going into the season. And same with Norwich, ultimately. It wasn't a very good season last year. We've kind of ripped up that team sheet. We've brought so many new players in. We're not really sure on what to predict going in, how players will settle to the Championship pace. Millwall is certainly one of those teams that will let new players know what the Championship is like, so that is certainly going to make for interesting viewing. Obviously, I think like the likes of Diallo potentially looks slightly lightweight at this point in time, but there's no better way of kind of testing if he's ready for the Championship than chucking him in against Millwall. So yeah, leave a comment down below, Millwall fans, if you are watching this, on it if I missed anything. If you enjoyed, as always, leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.